Alright, so. Oh, the first battle of the day. Always a little stressful. Because you're always a little rusty. Always. Alright, hello everybody. I am DKG's Avos. We've got a WonderTrade team, and we are up against KingWilly, who has challenged us several times in the past and has done extremely well. So, what do we have today? We've got an Aegislash, Rotom Wash, a Furfrou, an Aggron, an Ampharos, and an Avalugg named Berg. Get it? Because he looks like an iceberg. But anyway, Aegislash is not a standard Aegislash. He's not going to play the little peekaboo game that every single Aegislash out there wants to play. This is a cleric, and it's weird. But we're going to try it. It's a WonderTrade team, so what we did is we sent out every Pokemon in our last team, sent them out and away on WonderTrade, and then got a new team, got a new set. Tried to see what we could do with them, and ended up with a team of 6 this time instead of a team of just 3. But we're going to roll with it. But we're starting out with, oh man, Quagsire comes in here. And the nice thing about Aegislash being a little bit of a cleric is that he's got a pretty high special defense and defense stat at 150 on both of them. So he's a pretty good mixed defender. You don't have to dump a whole lot into it. It's the HP that's really lacking. But in that regard, you just kind of, you do what you can with it. So I've thrown out a little bit of swagger here on Quagsire, because really for the most part, Quagsire is not going to do much but try and retaliate in a lot of instances. That's what put him in Ubers a while back, but we'll see what's going to happen here. I'm not sure. KingWilly is kind of creative when it comes to battling, so I'm not sure if that's really the set that he went for, but we're going to find out. We're giving him a lot of confused damage, so that's helpful for us. Oh man, but we've got Furfrou in here. Furfrou should be able to do at least something. We're going to go for a return here. Furfrou's got a decent attack stat, but unfortunately, unlike Mega Kangaskhan, wow, we're getting a lot of confused damage in here. I'm a little surprised by that. 3 in a row on confuse. So we're already seeing that, well, this team's a little rough. Just because Furfrou, I mean, yeah, Quagsire's got a lot of defense. He's pretty bulky all the way around, but man, if we're going to struggle like that all day, I'm a little worried. I'm a little worried. I don't even know. I've never played... What? Alright, that's hacks. I don't even know. 4 times in a row on confusion. That's some crazy confused luck that we got going on today. Oh, we never got rid of Roar. Guys, we never got rid of Roar. So I've only got 3 move slots in Aggron because he's got the Assault Vest. So I need to get rid of Roar after this battle. And we'll see how it's going to go. I'm switching in Aggron for no real reason. We haven't scouted anything out on his team, but you know what? I mean, Heavy Slam's not going to do as much because he switches into a much heavier Pokemon. So that's not good. Not good at all. And he's got Sand Up, which is kind of annoying, but the way that everything worked out in this generation is that it doesn't last as long. It's not permanent. But knowing that Earthquake was a huge threat to Aggron, I figured that Rotom Wash would be a good choice. Predicting the Earthquake might be able to get something going on. He's got T-Wave, Volt Switch, Light Screen as some of his moves, so not really anything that's going to be effective against a Hippowdon. Hippowdon is a really strong physical attacker. So, I mean, you kind of got to go for some sort of Hydro Pump. But he predicts that really well. Goes into Nuzleaf, and, I mean, we're not able to do anything there. But he's going to take some sand damage. We're going to take some sand damage. And I'm a little worried about Sucker Punch and potentially Pursuit. He's got some dark moves in there. He's got some grass moves in there. But, I don't know. I'm playing super risky. I'm playing with the bulk of Rotom here. So we're going to see what we can do. Fake Out's going to come in here. Going to stop anything from doing much. Now that he's used up his Fake Out, I'm not really thinking that I'm going to be able to do too much else with Rotom. So we're going to have to just switch it out, get into something else. Get out of Rotom, because once he takes a grass move, that's really one of his few weaknesses, especially with Levitate in there. He's not going to take anything to grass moves. So we come in on a Dark Pulse. It would have been really nice to have some special defense bulk on this stupid Iceberg, but that ain't happening. But this is our first time actually testing this team out, so seeing the fact that that does so much damage, we can't even keep him in. Oh man, that's rough. So Avalugg really has no special defense to speak of, and the nature that he's got is minus defense plus special defense. Not really happening there. Not a whole lot. So Fake Out, I feel like that was a misclick because Fake Out only works on the first move that you are in, and I think it probably would have been better to switch at that point, but that's alright. Misclicks do happen. I'm going to bring Furfrou back in because of the way that things work. The way that U-turn works. Ugh. Down, 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 down. God, the music in this game is fantastic. So this Ampharos is built up just specifically to be Mega Ampharos. There's not a whole lot that we're going to be able to do with it outside of the Mega Evolution. But the first thing that I'm going to go for is this T-Wave. I really want to try and get something set up with T-Wave. We've got so many Pokemon that have the ability to paralyze and do something, and we haven't utilized any of it. So Mold Breaker is going to come in and knock off. But it looks like you're going to keep that Mega Stone. Oh, but he's got a Lumberry. So it heals him from everything, so we're not going to worry about that anymore. I'm not even going to worry about Paralysis. We're just going to go all out for it. We're going to go for a Focus Blast, and it looks like he's going to switch, so we're going to hit right in with a Focus Miss. Oh, it's going to hit! No way. Focus didn't miss. That's nuts. Alright, so we do have the ability to stay in with Ampharos. Should be tanky enough to be able to deal with one shot. But with access to any sort of Earthquake as a stab move, that's really dangerous to stay in. So I'm going to have to switch out, go over to Rotom, and just wait for it. So it looks like he's going to go for Protect, predicting that I'm going to hit him as hard as I can. But I'm not this round. This round I'm not. I'm playing it pretty straight up at the moment. Willie's going to withdraw, try and go for something that's probably going to, well, deal with this a little bit better. Which, going into Quagsire, yep. Going to absorb Hydro Pump like a not champ. What? What? I was expecting him to survive that. No way. No way. I'm a little surprised by that. Bullet Seed's gonna hurt. Bullet Seed's gonna hurt. Yep, still gonna hurt. Oh, hey. 2, though, so we get really lucky on that. We're gonna Volt Switch right on out of here. Whoa. This is the problem with having a really slow team. I'm expecting that Volt Switch is going to be able to do something, and it doesn't. So, most people when they're running an Aegislash. Now, I got a WonderTrade Aegislash, so WonderTrade Aegislash, not exactly as good as everybody else's Aegislash, so I kind of have to go with something. I have to work with what I'm given. So I'm going to swagger up this Mincino here, just to try and get some confused damage in. We've had some pretty good luck with confused damage already today. And because we already got rid of the Lumberry, I know that we're going to be able to just confuse it straight away. And it looks like he's going to withdraw immediately. And he's going to go into... oh, man. Go into his already poisoned Pokemon. Playing a little bit predictably. If he already knows that I've got this as a Toxic Staller Pokemon, then yes, you're going to predict the fact that after I've done some sort of status move, that I'm going to do another one. Earthquake comes in here, does a decent chunk of damage, and now I'm going to go into Stance Change and get in a Rock Slide. And now at this point, normally if you've got a poisoned opponent, man, Rock Slide didn't do anything. Normally if you've got a poisoned opponent, having some sort of something going on to stall with would be helpful, but at this point it's really not. So Aegislash I'm just going to keep in here. There's no reason to switch him out with low health. He was predicting the switch, expecting me to go for some sort of something, but I'm just not rolling with it today. I really don't want to switch out Aegislash with 23 HP. There's not a whole lot of point for me. And I know that I've gotten some pretty good confused damage. I was kind of predicting a switch here, expecting him to switch out, so I went for Toxic myself, but he's already poisoned, so not really a whole lot going on there. And then confused damage really didn't help out. But he's going to land the Earthquake, and it is +2 Earthquake, so even if Aegislash was in defense mode with most of his HP, he would have been dead. Pretty much dead. Now, here's the reason that I didn't want to switch into anything. I've got Avalugg. Avalugg is built as a curse set. So I wanted to make sure that I was going to be able to do something with Avalugg, and I didn't want to switch in with something just stupid crazy. So I just wanted to wait till I had a safe switch in here. We're going to get some pretty good recover on. And Toxic, the first move that Toxic comes in, Toxic is not going to do as much damage as normal poison damage. It's not until the second turn that it does normal poison damage. And at that point, I mean, I've already done some sort of damage to you. So he's going to try and Toxic Stall me out. And with his Poison Heal, it might actually help him out a little bit. But the fact that he's 4 times weak to it, Substitute's going to fade almost every time. And so, on the second turn, Toxic does normal poison damage. On the third turn, it does more. But within 3 turns, it's as if you've stayed in for 3 turns of normal poison damage. So it's on the 4th turn that you really need to switch out. And I'm not going to let him have a safe switch. So I'm going to stick in just for a little bit longer. And I'm not going to get an opportunity to basically get my curse set up. So we got Avalanche in, but really, there's not a whole lot going on for us here. We're going to have to switch this one out straight away. Now the question really is, where do we want to go with it? We've got Rotom available, but Rotom's really low on health, so he could be some really good death fodder. Keep everything else at pretty good health, knowing that you're probably going to run into some sort of fire move. But it is going to be a physically attacking fire move for the most part, just because of the way that Arcanine is set up as a Pokemon in the game. So I'm kind of expecting a physical attack, and it looks like Flare Blitz is going to come out. We're going to get a little bit of recoil damage, but we had 19 HP. He's going to take basically 5 damage from that recoil, which is next to nothing, because it's 25%. But I guess it took a little bit more. Oh, Life Orb damage. Alright, on top. Alright, so we're going to switch into Aggron here. Even with Flare Blitz, we've got a decent chunk of HP, so we should be able to take it. We've got a really high defense, so we should be alright. And then we've also got Assault Vest on this thing, so even if he just goes straight away and hits us straight in the face, ooh, and Sturdy. Sturdy. Sturdy is a thing. So it has lowered the defense. We've got Sturdy. It took a little bit of damage due to Life Orb. Close combat would have been a great shot in the face, but Sturdy helps us out there. Thank God for that. Thank God for that. That was a little scary. I kind of forgot about Life Orb. Or not Life Orb, I forgot about Sturdy in there. So I'm glad that we had that in. EQ is going to finish off Aggron, but there's no reason to switch Aggron out. It just doesn't help us out. Now, in previous generations, having a Pokemon that had Toxic switch out, it transitioned into normal poison damage. But with the way that they recalculated how sleep is considered, switching out may not. So I'm pretty sure that it should reset the counter at least. But we'll find out. I'm going to go for recovery. He's going to get a sub up. And I'm not sure how much damage we're going to take. Alright, it looks like it's still potentially badly poisoned, but we're going to find out. And he's going for Protect. And based on the fact that it didn't do that much damage, that's why I'm thinking that it was still badly poisoned, but it just reset the timer on it. So yeah, this is still toxic damage, so it's not like previous generations where you could get away with that. But I at least want to break down this sub. Like I said, 3 turns is kind of your maximum limit without taking too much damage from toxic. EQ is going to suck getting hit in the face with that, but we've got a really high defense. So I'm not crazy worried about getting hit in the face with a Gliscor, just because he's not as attack heavy as somebody might think. And now we're starting to get in the range where poison damage is going to be really dangerous. So we should be switching out here into Furfrou just to try and take something out, but I really don't want to deal with these subs on Furfrou. I don't know exactly what else is coming out because I don't remember, but I'm just going to try and burn this out for a little bit. I'm a little worried about it, but we've got toxic damage. We're not going to be able to heal up at this point. You might as well just run it out. And I think once Willy realizes that we're going to run it out, that's when he's going to try and hit us pretty hard. So there's the EQ. He has realized that we're going to stick it out. Sees that we're in the red. Might as well go for it. But you can see how much bulk we've really got. It's a deceptive amount of bulk. So now it's going to be Pokemon for Pokemon. But, I mean, that's one of those, like, how bulky is that stupid thing? Very. Avalugg taking a stab Earthquake straight out of the mouth of our opponent. Ugh. Ugh. I mean, that's just a credit to how bulky Avalugg really is. Hippowdon coming in here. So now Furfrou does have a really high defense just because of the ability. I'm going to go for Cotton Guard, just to increase that even more. Yawn's going to suck. Yawn basically forces switches. And that's basically all Yawn does. But the problem is that we either fall asleep or we switch into our electric Pokemon. That's a rough choice. That sucks. I don't like making that decision. I don't like making the decision, well, hey, I need to switch out my electric Pokemon into something else. So I'm just not going to. I'm not going to switch out my electric Pokemon. I'm going to risk the sleep. I've got Cotton Guard up. I've got my ability that doubles my defense. I'd rather take the chance on sleep than risk my electric Pokemon right away. I'm going to save that for a little bit later. I'm not going to lose my... No, I can't. I can't lose it. I can't lose it right now. The biggest problem is that Hippowdon is really bulky. The HP on that thing is pretty good. Ice Fang going to come in here, and you can see that it's not really doing that much damage. We've got Rocky Helmet. Yeah, we're taking sand damage, but Sandstorm should be over sometime soon. We've got Return on our side. We've got the Rocky Helmet. Hopefully we wake up sometime shortly. If we can get a move in, if we can get a return in, we should be alright. Because Rocky Helmet's going to do a lot of damage here. As long as we wake up this turn, we should be alright. Yes! Alright, so we woke up. He's going to take Rocky Helmet damage. And now we're down into the red. We've got an almost... Sandstorm subsides. He can't switch out, get that sand back up. Ampharos has a chance. A chance. And we don't even have to do that much damage. Now, here's the problem. What are our moves? We have T-Wave. We have T-Bolt. We have Focus Blast, which has a really good chance of missing, and we've got Power Gem. So we just have to bank on Power Gem, hope that we don't die. Oh, is that choiced? Willy, is that choiced? Oh, that was so lucky. Oh, just running into a choiced Hippowdon. That explains why you're trying to switch it out. You were really trying to get in that EQ. Well. Wow. That was tense. We're saving that battle video. Oh. KingWilly.